Hey guys, what's up? It's D-Murph coming back at you with my second video in this series about personal development and spirituality. I'm so very excited to get into this topic with you guys. There are so many different topics that I've thought about and lessons I want to teach you guys. A lot of experience from my own life I would love to share with you. But first, before I begin any videos and really teaching you what I've done to overcome obstacles in my life, challenges, and then grow and achieve the goals that I wanted to talk to you really quick about probably the most important thing with this whole entire series. So what I've found in life from the last, maybe 5 years I've been really working and developing on what are my core beliefs and does everything that I do come from those. And it's taken me definitely well over a decade, maybe two, to really form what my core beliefs are and to really align myself to those beliefs. And how this helps you and why this is so important in your own personal development and growth is you want to set some kind of standard or some kind of foundation for who you are to become. And for me personally, some things that are natural about my personality is I'm this really growth driven, optimistic people person, and I believe the best in people and situations, and I love growth, I love development, and I shoot for the stars. One of my sayings is you should go ahead and aim high because if you miss, you still hit high, right? And so when I was a young adult, just getting out of high school and starting life, that's how I hit it. I hit the ground running, I was working out all the time, I was ambitious, I wanted to be a model, would go out and do so many different things, right? But all of this was directed wrongly because I was just doing it to fulfill myself. I just wanted to feel good with some insecurities I had. But that was my whole drive. And in my early 20s, I think it was maybe 21, 22, I feel like God gave me a mission and a message that I can take with me for the rest of my life. And I'm going to tell you, at the time, it didn't make much sense. But as I grow older, it makes so much more sense to me. And that was to start a ministry for high schoolers and young adults, just basically young people, and encourage them to have a great time, to enjoy life, and also to go for the best that they can imagine, go for extraordinary things. And we called it EPIC. And the whole purpose was to take people, these young adults, and to encourage them to grow in their passions. And I've seen all kinds of amazing things come from that, right? And to have a great time while we're doing it. So we did it kind of in this party atmosphere. And honestly, the years that followed that were learning years, the years where I learned to lead and learned what really matters in life and really experienced a lot and grew up quite a bit. That was the foundation of my belief of life, was that life is amazing, it's wonderful, yeah, there's challenges, there's obstacles, but you really can go for the best, and the only limits that you set are your own limits. Certain people can only accomplish certain things. There's different, I believe, not everybody can go out and do the same thing, basically. Some people are really ambitious to be super wealthy, but not everyone will feel alive doing that. So only a certain group of people can go and be ambitious and achieve that, because it takes 110%. You can't accomplish your dreams and your passions without giving 110%. And so a lot of people will kind of taper off, and they'll go and find something else to do that they really care about. And that's what happened to me with modeling, with a few other things, is that I got the fun out of it, the cool factor out of it, but it didn't really feed my soul. And so I ended up not doing it. Learned some great things, but peeled away from that. So some major things that I've learned, and this is such a core concept to my beliefs, is that life is a constant and death is a constant. That there will always be opportunities coming for you, looking to develop you and grow you. There will always be people that want to help you and see you at your best. And there will always be great things you can go for and be ambitious for. Then on the flip side, death is a constant as well. There will always be somebody trying to get in your way and take what you have. There will always be these horrible situations in the world that rock the foundations, like terrorist attacks, crazy earthquakes, tsunamis, natural disasters, and then people disasters. That's because this force of death is always a constant. And I believe both of these forces have a spiritual nature or core of origination, right? The force of life being from God and the force of death being from Satan. And so these two spiritual forces both have their own agenda and both influence you. And what our biggest power and greatest play is we can decide which side to go for, right? We can decide to go for the force of life, or we can decide to go for the force of death. And the force of life can be so simple and subtle as deciding to exercise or deciding to think positively. And the force of death can be so subtle as staying in and not really being productive and just, no offense, it's probably going to bug somebody, watching Netflix for 10 hours every day for the rest of your life. Or eating cheeseburgers for every meal, unhealthy food. Those are small semblances of these. So they affect all of us, and it's really subtle, and it takes many steps to do something great, and it takes many steps to do something destructive. Nobody is built in a day, that like Hitler didn't get created in one day, Gandhi didn't get created in one day. It took so much time to build these people up and for them to have an influence on humanity. And so what can you take away from that? Well, the key takeaway is that you choose every day whether you make choices that are life-giving or choices that are death-giving. And it's usually a balance, there's usually a balance there. It's not, I don't think typically 100%. I catch myself thinking like, man, I shouldn't be complaining today. I should be more positive. And to me, too much complaining is a force of death because it takes away all life and enjoyment, right? It makes things miserable. So in order to really take control of your life, and for me, what I told myself is really to achieve those awesome, positive thoughts and beliefs, I have to choose life every day. And guys, it wasn't easy because there are challenges based off of our experiences and our beliefs. We will do things that are self-destructive, knowingly or unknowingly, because of maybe negative thought structures or just our beliefs in life. And that's really important to focus on and to challenge. And so my final point in this message today is that you really can achieve amazing things. Your life can be absolutely amazing. You can give that to so many other people. Like, don't ever believe that you can't. You need to be in a place where you're powerful enough to choose life as much as possible. And the reality is you have free will. You have choice every day. And believe that and grab that and hold on to that. Hold on to your free will of choice, because when things are at their worst, you don't have to choose that substance or that thing that'll make you feel better. You can endure and be much more stronger in the end. And when things are at their best, you don't have to complain and take away the joy from the moment. You can really embrace and feel and celebrate in those moments. But it all boils down to your free will and your power of choice. And what I discovered, and I think this is a great thing to tell all of you guys, there's a saying, your mom will say, oh, just be yourself, honey, just be yourself. But the way I would put it is embrace who you are, because we are all so different as human beings. And I'm thinking a lot of you guys watching this and girls might be pretty different in personality than I am. But we all want to do awesome things in life, and we all want to be, great and leave a good reputation. And the thing is that if you believe that who you are and who you are made to be and your personality and your body type and all these different things, if you believe that is a bad thing, your ability to make good choices and to use your free will to choose life is going to be highly diminished. And that's one of the greatest things that I learned, is that you really want to embrace yourself, embrace your identity, embrace your body, embrace who you are spiritually, and you want to nurture that and grow that and use that to be the best benefit towards yourself and the best benefit for the people around you. And there will be situations and people and things that come along. We're going to get so much deeper about this in a later lesson, but there will be so many things that come and tell you who you are as a person, or the way you think or the way you feel is just a bunch of garbage and needs to change. And that's not true, right? We need to grow and form and become who we were meant to be, and sometimes that there's change involved. But for who you are, your skin color, your personality type, that's just things that you need to embrace and enjoy, so that your power of free will grows tremendously, and so that you understand your strengths and that you understand your weaknesses. Then your ability to navigate life is going to grow exponentially. And that's what I experienced. I embraced myself and stopped hating myself and stopped believing some lies and rearranged my thought structure. And it's amazing, guys. It's amazing. I went from not having much money to making all kinds of money. I went from being miserable and making stupid choices to being so happy and making great choices. I went from being single to being married. All these great things started happening. And this all can happen for you too. And it is probably happening for some of you. But a lot of it comes down to, how do you see yourself? How do you think about yourself? So I'm telling you right now, begin to embrace who you are and think positively about that, nurture that, and grow that. The last thing I want to leave you guys with was that in order for human beings to be successful, we need a power greater than ourselves. That's because human beings were inherently designed to succumb to their, weaker side, or to have pride and not to realize that their weakness is causing problems and issues in their life. And I've seen that across the board in my own life and in other people's lives. When you don't have a power greater than yourself, it's human nature to look upon self and to promote self, and even looking at your own family and nobody outside of that is a form of that when you're just promoting your own family. It's survival instinct. It's part of our genetics. Grow yourself. Get as much as you can. Be as smart as you can and get the best relationships that you can so that you can do the best in life. You know what that is? Part of that is your survival instinct. And what I've found, and this is from my own spirituality in my own life, that God is an amazing, incredible spiritual being that is there for me, has a relationship with me, and always gives me the right advice, always guides me through the toughest of situations. And that's what I wanted to really leave you guys with, is that this connection I have spiritually with God has given me the power to not succumb and make those bad choices every day. There's a lot of self-development that I've done. There's some things I've had to get rid of, but I rely heavily on God and the Holy Spirit to make the right choices, because whenever I speak to God, in prayer, or I feel God's presence, I feel absolutely amazing, I feel 110%, I feel epic, and that helps me make the right choices. And that's something to leave you guys with. If you're seeking something more, if you're seeking really the power that never fails, I'm telling you, I've found it in God, and you can too. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Dressed up a little bit because I just got off work and I was like, dang, I gotta make 50 videos, so I'm just gonna shoot this one really quick. I hope these topics are interesting. We're gonna start getting into so many different topics. First off, we're gonna start off with like weaknesses, strengths, embracing your identity, kind of those things I talked about at the end of this video. And this is gonna be great. It's gonna be an amazing adventure. You're gonna grow. You're gonna become more in touch with yourself. You're gonna become more in touch with your body, your mind, and your spirit. And what I've experienced, guys, I think can help you all out so much. Hope you enjoy this video. Give me a thumbs up. Comment in the section down below. I'd love to have conversations with you guys. Do my best to keep the conversation flowing. And hey, stay strong, stay powerful, stay positive. Have a great life. Don't make bad choices. Make choices of life. And you know what? You are great. I love you, and I believe the best in you. All right, guys. I will see y'all later. Until the next video. Bye.